Hello and welcome to a CGTN live stream from Brussels. I am Mariam Zaidi. Now, as you can see, we're at a big event. What event? It's the European Development Days. Over 2 days in Brussels, both private and public sector actors from all across the world, NGOs, African governments, African presidents. As you can see, there's some stalls here. They all join together, and what is the focus? It's development. Now, the focus this year is all about the empowerment of women and gender equality. As you can see, there are lots and lots of women attending this event. Now, just to remind our viewers that we will be live again on Facebook in about 2 hours, and we will specifically focus on Africa. But joining me now to discuss what the EU Development Days is all about, I've got a panel of guests to explain to you exactly what it all is. So, starting with, we have Arantxa Gonzalez from ITC. It's the joint agency of the World Trade Organization and the United Nations. We also have Dorcas, who is from Ghana, and her focus is, of course, women and business. We also have Os, who's the advisor to the chairman of the Electoral Commission of Jordan. Welcome as well. And finally joining our panel is Gorka, who's from a Belgian NGO, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, sorry, Gorka, sorry. Which is helping women to get out and vote in Nigeria and the Comoros Islands. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for joining us. Now I'm going to throw a question to all of you. For all of our viewers watching, what exactly is the EU Development Days all about? Who wants to start first? To you. Oh, there's a lady taking the mic.
Yeah, I'm Dorcas from Ghana. I work with advocacy for social inclusion and girls' education. We basically empower women in basket weaving, shea butter production, climate change, agriculture, and technology. And EDD program, it's all about meeting young leaders from different parts of the world, across the whole continent of the world, and meeting with the key stakeholders, that is the world leaders, to discuss issues and challenges that face in the world, and then finding out the way forward towards the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals 2030. Thank you.
But who can give our viewers a kind of quick recap or a synopsis of what the EU Development Days is about? I see you nodding.
So the European Development Days is about putting the spotlight on a topic, bringing together all stakeholders around the table. This year is about empowering women and girls, empowering them economically, empowering them with rights, empowering them in education, empowering them as active members of political life, in leadership. It's bringing together, as I said, policymakers, civil society, businesses, with the objective of not only discussing, but also finding solutions. So taking commitments, taking a stance, and making sure that when we come back next year, we can check what has been achieved. How many more women are part of our economy? How many more women have been able to vote? How many more leaders do we have in politics? How many more women and girls go to school in 1 year that didn't do it this year? So it's dialogue to find concrete solutions, answers.
Great. And how important is it for you guys to not only be representing your various organizations or yourselves, but to also be able to, as you were saying, to really talk to other people? Maybe ours.
All right. Well, basically, I mean, the whole experience is about exchanging knowledge, and I think an important issue we have here is learn and teach. We're learning from other countries, we're learning from other people, maybe not necessarily things that could be related directly to what we do in the field. And I'm talking about myself in Jordan as elections and democracy development, but everything is related. We live in a society that is so interconnected. Without proper education, there's no election. Without a good environment, there's no election. Without elections, there's no environment. So everything is so connected, and I think EDD is just that space that offers that knowledge sharing. So we're happy to be here, and we're learning. We're also giving others our experience.
For me, it's like my colleagues. I work for European Center for Electoral Support. We give a technical assistance in elections. For example, in this case, for EDD Days, is the electoral and political participation of women. So for us, it's very important to see, to understand why in some countries you have many women, in some political parties you don't have, and to try to improve all that in the framework of electoral support, and we support for that the institution. And these days for us it's very important to share our activities, our experience with other organizations to understand, to learning about that, and to improve our approach and our approach.
I suppose also for all of you, it's an opportune moment right now, the fact that the European Development Days is focused on women, given the kind of things, movements that are happening. If I come to you, as a young woman, how important is it for you that you could say women's rights are being more respected?
Okay, it is important to say women's rights are more respected in the sense that women, when you take woman stand for the whole world. It's not like a man. And my country, one of the men from my country said that when you educate a man, you just educate a single individual. But when you educate a woman, you educate the whole world. So with this statement, I think women's rights must be respected because as I'm standing here, I'm one woman, but I'm empowering 219 women back in Ghana, and it was just a single investment of $1,000. So women's rights must be respected because they have a multiplier effect to the whole world. Thank you.
And so talk to us a little bit more about what you're trying to achieve here and what you do.
Okay, what I'm trying to achieve here is a partnership and to network, to have experiences of running an organization, because I'm running an organization with limited funds. That sometimes women come, I have to turn them away to go back to street for begging because I have no option, I have no funds. With just $1,000, how can I manage thousands of women following me? So being here, I'm sure that I'm networking with others that will come on board to partner with me so that we will be able to have an accelerated, inclusive, equitable investments in women and girls in the economy. And then what I'm doing currently is to empower women through basket weaving, through shea butter production, climate change and technology. The reason why I'm saying this, in my region, Upper East region in Ghana, technology is very low, and the gap between men and women in terms of education is very wide, and women suffer a lot from extreme poverty. So my being here today is to sell the idea of Ghana out, particularly in the Upper East region, and to call on people to come and support me so that we partner together, we build a good world. Thank you.
Let me bring you in now. I mean, obviously, your company does a lot of work in Africa and also connecting women with governments, with NGOs, private sector. Tell us a bit about it.
So the International Trade Center is the agency of the United Nations and the World Trade Organization. It seeks to empower the base of the pyramid through international trade. This amazing tool that is international trade, you go beyond your market. Sometimes your markets are very small. They are not guaranteeing you a good, decent income and a good return for your products. When you access bigger markets, you get more competitive, and competitiveness pays better and you grow stronger. The problem is that many women are today not part of our economy. 50% of the world is women, but they only contribute around 35% to the world's growth and wealth creation. We need to change that. This is why what we want is to empower women to participate in international trade. Our movement, the movement we've launched, is called She Trades, #SheTrades for those watching us. And what we want to do is connect 3 million women to markets by 2021, not just us, but creating a movement of businesses that we suggest put their gender lenses when they buy and when they invest, working with governments to make sure that policies that today are discriminatory are removed, they are changed, calling on parliaments to act now to eliminate the legal restrictions, working with the financial industry to make sure they lend to women. Credit and capital is essential to be in markets, but today women face more difficulties than men in accessing credit and capital. So working with the financial industry, and finally doing what we call the last mile, which is connecting the woman that has a product or service to offer to the market. And using, as Dorca was saying, not just physical markets, but more and more digital markets, electronic commerce, which is this growing and booming business. Let me tell you one thing. In online trade, so traditional trade, the one where you go and you buy physically, out of 5 exporters, only 1 is a woman. In online trade, out of 5 exporters, 4 are women. Digital is helping us remove discriminations in trade. We need to make sure that women are part of this digital economy that is the 21st century.
Okay, so getting women part of the digital economy. Now, gentlemen, let's bring you in because perhaps we've been a little bit unfair to the two men here. Tell us a bit about the work that you're doing to get women involved in elections. Who would like to start first?
All right, go ahead, Gorka. You want to talk?
Okay, go first.
For us, it's very important to clash a little different cultural problems. It's a question of to create, and if you want to rebuild a political culture in some countries. In so many countries, you have a difference between the role of the woman in politics. Historically, normally the woman don't have the role to be in the focus, to be on the public space to talk about politics. So you have today so much women association, but not a woman in the political parties. So for us, it's very important to clash that. For the people see the woman to participate and to be represented like a normal question in the political culture of different countries. So this class is very important for us.
Okay. I'll leave the last words to you, just quickly.
Well, basically, women represent half of the society where I come from. So if you empower half the society, and the half, the most effective half, that's the decision-making half, because that's what family culture is all about in the region. So you empower them, you push them to participate, they will push their family members to also take part in making the future for the country. They are an effective role model for everyone. The past 2 years in Jordan, we have been scoring really high through the civic education program, with the work of ECAS that has been doing as well. We have seen an increase in women elected outside the quota, which is remarkable. There's almost a 17% increase in women taking basically positions in political life in Jordan.
Okay, lovely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to leave it there. To all of our viewers, thanks for watching this live stream. We will be back in about 2 hours' time. Goodbye from Brussels.